for the CTO, you have to constantly, and you know this because you live it, you have to constantly be adjusting what you're doing as the growth occurs, right? Because you're not, if you write that code on that first app, you're not writing code when you have 40 people and $10 million, right?
That's right.
So you're constantly figuring out what works and cloning yourself, finding someone, okay, I write the code's written well, it's tested, it's written like this. Let me go find someone to write code exactly like this so it's done right, and I know it's done right. You build trust with that person. You understand that they're going to do it. They start performing consistently, and then you can start fading them out, right? Because they've proven to you that they can consistently perform. And so now you're like, all right, that thing's running, that system's on autopilot and producing the code. And then you go farther up the stack and build a team around them, and then you end up doing the product manager thing where now you're not even talking with those lead developers every day. You now have a product manager that's working with them, and you're kind of, bridging that gap and doing that handoff process for a couple months of making sure that that product manager is working. You're like, okay, so now my system's stable. I've got my foundation, my developers, I got my project manager, and then now I can go focus on the next level of business. And usually that's like it depends on the situation, but often if you have like a marketing co-founder, or if you're going to do marketing, that's cool. But if you have that person, then I guess the next step after product managers would be now to represent your brand more publicly through conferences, speaking engagements, producing content, and developing relationships with other CTOs that you can leverage to grow your business.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're right. I think you start trying to plug yourself in as a thought leader, and yeah, representing your brand there. That makes total sense. And you touched on the whole team building thing too. That's something that's traditionally, I guess, I don't want to say harder for a CTO or a technical type person, but it's a little bit different. If you look at kind of the stereotypes for tech people, we're introverted. We like to code. We like to sit and with our headphones on and create stuff, which is awesome. That's true. I'm totally an introvert. I tend to not come off like an introvert, but so like that team building, like that relationship stuff where people trust you and want to work for you, want to like take on the task that you give them is so important as a CTO and as a leader. So to get that next level, it's the critical glue that maybe we don't talk about as much.